Reminds me of this fella I used to know. Fell off a 5-story building. Past each floor on the way down, people inside heard him say, "So far, so good."
Let's do some math, for fun. The cheapest propane in Winnemucca costs $3.19 a gallon. Our 30-pound tanks hold 7 gallons for a total of $22.33 each time we fill up. For the last week, we've gone through an average of 1 tank every 3 days. So that's $7.40 a day times 30 days, resulting in a $223 a month propane bill. And it's only going to get colder. Okay, so we are standing at the top of Tetas Hills. This is probably our highest point in the property. What we've been calling House Hill might have us on the height, but the back half of this hill here, we don't own. So the peak of it is actually half on our property, half on somebody else's. So more and more, we've been thinking that Tetas is where we're going to build the forever home. It's kind of really becoming our favorite spot and the prime location where we want to kind of settle in with whatever the final house ends up being. We haven't decided if that's going to be a barn dominium, if we're going to be doing some earth bagging, if we're going to be doing some timber, but whatever the case is, this is going to be kind of the location. But Athena and I come out here at least once a week. We've been walking to the top of this hill and kind of surveying the property. It gives us some perspective. We get so caught up in making sure that everything's perfect down there where we're at now. We get caught up in the minutia of making sure that down there where we're living right now is tip top, and putting in the extra hours and doing all this stuff. And coming up here kind of reminds us that the big picture isn't down there. Long term, up here is where we want to be. This is where we want to settle. So this is the plan for next year going into spring, is going to be to come through here with a skid steer or something bigger if I can find it, but a skid steer, and just kind of start terracing this off. I want to do 3 terraces. I want to do one closest to the trailer now down there as the first bed. That'll come back from the trailer, come up 4 or 5 feet, maybe 3 or 4 feet. And then with a gabion wall separating it from that first tier. The tier will come back a ways. That'll be where the first garden and greenhouse go. Then the next tier up will be kind of the lion's share of this area in here. And the purpose of that is going to be for and that'll be where the house goes. And then the last tier is kind of up where I'm at right now, up at the very peak of Tetas. Now up here, this is going to be more scenic. The reason I'm up here right now specifically is I don't want to say the property's a wreck, but there are a number of things a number of maintenance things that I've been wanting to get to, but I haven't been able to tackle just because of the nature of being out here. There's multiple fires every day, and you kind of decide which ones need to be put out. But today, rather than starting back on the trailer, on the skirting, which we're going to do tomorrow, and for the rest of the week until it gets done. Today is cleanup. Yeah. All right. Let's get to it.
Rivers winding round words in my head. Shivering pines say that summer is dead. Chest feels hollow and my hands are numb. Do my best to swallow all the things I've done.
I've had a thought. It has occurred to me that the stuff here has nowhere to go. I think I'm gonna put together some shelves, some real quick makeshift shelves. Everything turns into a project here.
It takes every drop. You've come too far now to ever stop. Wash me in the water and I'll never go back. Even when I'm walking to dead man pass. You can't trust a man 'cause he'll just let you down. Crooked and twisted we grow from the ground. From dust we came in, dust we shall return. From dust we came in, dust we shall return. Wash me in the water and I'll never go back. Even when I'm walking through dead man paths.
What was our length?
47.
Week 3 of our skirting project. I'm expecting to finish the initial skirt this week so that we can begin cladding the next, but honestly, as long as we're making forward progress between chores each day, I'm good. This thing needs to be sturdy enough to last the winter and hold against Gulcondian winds. I'd rather spend a bit of extra time on it now than be doing emergency repairs while it's 20 degrees out. Good way to do this. Oh, no, that's not a bad place.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can just let this clean off a little bit.
I'm gonna go get a new battery for this thing.
Okay. What's that?
Last piece of phase 1 of our skirting. Here we go. Push it into place and then cut our foam. Okay, well, I'm trying to get this done kind of quickly so I don't have my mic on, but I'm speaking very loudly in the hopes that it all comes through. So the other day I talked about having a full day dedicated to cleaning to get 3 different projects done. It was the stuff up against the garage that used to be on the porch, the trash area, which also has our compost, and this area, the backyard, or the backyard. Back behind our trailer, this area here, it's become a catch-all for the wood scraps that we had left over from the porch project. So I'm going to be moving most of this over to the burn pile by the fire pit, but I'm tired of looking at it, just like I was tired of looking at the area around the garage and this area down here by the trash. So I'm going to clean all this up, we're going to tidy it up and just make it look nice, and that's the whole point. So let's get to work. Okay, so it's rainy and it's windy, which has forced us to be inside. Athena and I have had this idea for a while to move the table to create more room. Normally we have a 4-person table that's in this corner here. This table takes up that whole space. But since we've moved here, that table's become kind of the computer table. And the 3 extra chairs have really just become storage. So while we were stuck inside, I was like, oh, let's adjust the table. So we started to adjust the table, only to realize that it was bolted to the ground because the extension that it sits in is uneven, and so anywhere else you move it to, it wobbles, which has led me to drag the table outside, and I'm taking it apart. So I'm going to take this central leg off and replace it with 4 legs, and then a brace around the bottom, and then move it back inside. All right, let me get some shots of the table in the corner, and then I'm going to get to work. As I edit, we're having our first sub 30 degree night. And after the rains this week, our mountains are snow-capped. As fall gives way to winter, I breathe a little easier knowing our skirting is in place. Still, our fuel costs continue to rise as the temperatures drop. I'm sure trials and tribulations await, but I'm fairly confident whatever's in store these next few months, come spring, we'll still be here.